to all of you too. On behalf of Dean Ellis and all of the Dean's cabinet, we do welcome you. We applaud what you are doing because you really represent the synergies that are possible when the community, the business community, meets with all of the professors and the academic staff that are here. It was about 5 years ago when this plan was originally made to start an online master's in global supply chain management. That evolved after about a year into creating a center where people could really continue their education, share the knowledge that they were bringing both to the table and garnering when they met together. Nick's leadership has been crucial. His enthusiasm, his relationships with so many of you have made it possible for our students to have internships, to have very talented guest speakers, and to grow their knowledge in ways that perhaps would not have been possible if it were not for the center. Beyond that, the center is now reaching out to the community, to our governments, as well as the businesses, and so our students are learning from that experience also. And you all know that collaboration is essential for success. So we welcome you to the 21st century of knowledge and the 21st century way of learning, which is not the way that perhaps all of us were taught when we were in school. This center is a resource center on so many levels. The master's programs, both online and residential, are rich ways to reach more people, whether they are young students or whether they are managers who've been working for many years. We are proud of this entire endeavor, and we've asked Nick, obviously, to give the more specific points of what he's been doing and what he plans to do. I couldn't begin to enumerate all of the accomplishments and all of the future plans that they have. If the band is here to build your enthusiasm, I'm here as the cheerleader to say this is a fantastic program, and we thank all of you for the contributions that you are making. If we can help you in any way, please let us know. We really are here to work together, so welcome and fight on. Thank you.
So if you thought that you were going to get away with just a short remark from me, you are wrong. I think my piece is now I'm going to share what we have done, where we started, and where we're going. So I want to kind of walk you through our multidimensional approach and our vision for 2020. So the center, as Sandra mentioned, was truly creating a bridge between the corporate community and higher education, right? So when I was on the other side of the bridge, one of the big things we used to be dealt with it was the talent shortage. In supply chain, we always have a biggest crisis of any other industry, which is how do we find the most talented individual that they can actually step in and take over the supply chain issues that we face today. So the mission we created, which was very simple. Our goal was to connect the world through network, education, and advanced research. Why this 3-dimension? I think it's important to understand that what we do and every day what we deal with, it's global. It's a bunch of nodes connected via network. It's a human relationship to our ability to execute transactions across the continent. And we felt the network is as instrumental as any of the dimensions we're going to talk later. And part of the network, we want to make sure the center is creating this thought leadership, engagement opportunities, not only in the US, but across the globe. Because we would be not correct calling this program Global Supply Chain Management if we're not talking about issues in Latin America, Europe, Asia, Africa, as well as North America. So we have a series of roundtables that we are commencing. And our goal is to really have the pulse check across the globe preparing our students, preparing our industry leaders, providing them a very objective pulse check. We did Shanghai, we're actually hosting one in October in Shanghai, the roundtable, which will have about 100 practitioners, both the expats as well as the local Chinese business leaders, to discuss what are the trends, micro, macro trends about issues in Greater China, Southeast Asia, ASEAN, and then we'll share that with the rest of the community. Industry Network Night, which is tomorrow at the end of the day, we will actually connect the industry to our most highly educated and most talented supply chain students, both executive as well as our residential students. So you'll get to meet the best-in-class student population tomorrow evening. This is your opportunity to connect with them, understand what they're learning, what we're teaching, and how they can actually add value to your organization. We actually started this initiative about 3 years ago. We formalized now as a joint initiative here for all our specialized master's programs. So you will get to meet not only supply chain students, but our sister program from Data Science and Operations, which is business analytics, MS in finance, and marketing. So you actually come to one spot and get the talent from data science, such as big data, data analytics program, supply chain, finance, and marketing, all in one visit, which will be there tomorrow. So if you have not signed up, we are over 60 companies participating tomorrow. Over 300 students will be available. This is your opportunity. We feel this is a value proposition as a stakeholder that we can provide this commitment to you. Well, we're here today, right? Although this is our 4th Global Summit, this is our first Q-Day. 2 years in a row, the feedback that came from you on a single day event, which was to say, you guys did not have enough time to network with each other. And through that feedback, we decided to make this event for 2 days. Hopefully, this trial will actually show that the 2 days is a better format than a single day. We'll get to see tomorrow, and then we'll collect your feedback and see how that works. Education, this is what we do, right? Higher education, this is our core competency. I have an extremely brilliant colleague of mine who's my partner on the academic director side. Murat, would you please stand up for a second? Let's go round of applause to Murat, thanks. So Murat and I, we double team this to make sure that what we teach is in sync with what industry needs. We don't want to do this in a vacuum. We don't want to produce the talent that is A, outdated or not updated. So our goal is to really have a pulse check with you through this event that we do and understand that we're teaching the right things. So I want to give you a quick profile of our current batch, the 4th batch, which is an online. We have 41 students. 45% of those students are women. And I am so proud to see this trend of having the diversity that we never had in our industry. So if you think about it, for those of us been in supply chain for over 20 years, this was predominantly male-driven industry. We are now seeing the diversity, and we want to make sure that this diversity is not only incoming to our program, but it excels in our industry. So there are a lot of initiatives we'll be taking to make sure through mentorship, through leadership training, that this shows all the way to the boardroom. And we are very proud to actually take that. Average age of online students is about 32 and a half. The range between 24 and 50 plus. So we are seeing the directors and the VPs in our program, and we highly appreciate that. Because if you've done what you're doing for the last 20, 25 years, you only know what you know, and you don't what you do not know. So we are here to cater the content, to give you an ability, what you don't know, and how can we bridge that gap. And we're certainly hoping that through this collaborative efforts, we'll continue to fine-tune our executive program. That average experience is about 10 and a half years, as high as over 20 years. Our on-campus 43 student body, 55% female. So this is astounding numbers coming in here. start to understand who's your future employees going to be, how they can fit into your organization structure. Are you ready to accommodate this diversity that we're training? And what would that look like? And we want to be partnered with you in helping you build that infrastructure. Average age is 24 and a half, relatively young, with few years of experience, average 2 years. Average GMAT score 690 with a GPA of 3.5. So these are the best student body population you can find. Right? Why they're choosing supply chain? Because you know we are a growing industry, there's a huge deficit of talent, and all of you can use well-trained, well-qualified student body. What I want you to show you is look at the demographic of our student body. From Kazakhstan to Australia, Italy, Canada, Taiwan, India, China, US, and then goes on. So not only you are tapping into the best in class student body, but diverse, with a global connectivity. I'm certainly hoping that through this program, the education, we can actually bridge the gap that you guys have been building with it. The big piece of this, obviously, the center's mission is to connect students to the industry. Right? It is through your help that we are placing every single student for summer internship that are on campus. If you're not taking advantage of providing internship projects to the students, you should. Talk to Eric Chow, who's my associate director for our center. He focuses simply on this initiative. We want you to have access to the students during summer and then observe, and then you can actually retain them. One of the advantages of our student body is that we are STEM certified. And what does that mean? Being a STEM certified program, they can actually push graduation. They can work up to 27 months without you having to actually apply for the H-1B. Now that is incredible opportunity as an employer to have the students work for you for a long period of time beyond just an internship. Right? So we really want to take advantage of these opportunities and afford these opportunities to all our partners. I want to kind of quickly touch on the curriculum because what we're doing is making this program dynamic. So Murad and I, we constantly look at the pulse. Supply chain finance, for example. Strategic procurement. These are some of the trends that we're looking at. We want to hear from you. And we'll try to see if we can accommodate that to our program in terms of the MS as an elective, or can we offer that as a certification through center. But through either of those two mediums, we want to make sure that students are learning what you are seeking. And that is truly what we want to make sure that we continue to keep the pulse shut. It is through your engagement and other opportunities that we have to interact with it, is we'll continue to calibrate this. One of the things I want you to understand that we invest so much in our student body, right? So we don't just teach them in the classroom. We take them through international experiential trip. Hands-on experience in working on projects, as well as going to Singapore, Malaysia to learn how the free trade zone works, how the country like Singapore execute one of the best infrastructure in supply chain. So when they are actually working for you, they have a global perspective. Center obviously has an ability to do customs programs. We do a tremendous amount of custom programs. I have a great set of faculties that they'll be more than happy to work with you in terms of designing the programs of your need, and we can certainly talk about that in the areas of SNOP, green belt, yellow belt, as well as black belt certification. This is the areas that I want to kind of quickly touch on, the research. Applied research for us is a huge opportunity. We have undertaken over a year and a half ago, Port Solution, working with the San Pedro Bay, which is for Los Angeles and Long Beach, helping them understand how do we become very competitive. A multi-pronged approach of understanding the port infrastructure, identifying the friction point, understanding the environmental impact. And today you will have an opportunity to listen to the Port Solution panel, and we are going to publish the white paper, and you are the first group of stakeholders who would have an ability to see the white paper, understand what the future of Port Los Angeles, Long Beach is going to look like operationally. So we are very excited about it. Professor Saucy, Fan, Omid, Raja, Paul, and myself, we have actually led this research over the last year and a half, and we're going to continue to do so for next year or so. But there are pending projects. And some of the opportunities can also be part of this, because student-faculty-led project is the best way for students to learn. So we have Cancer Research Center at USC Medical Center. The student will actually start this fall of reharmonizing the entire clinical research process. City of Los Angeles, some of my friends from City of Los Angeles are here. We're anxious to get started on this project, but this is about the post-disaster network, supply chain network. What would that look like? If there is an 8-point earthquake, how will the water, medical supply, essential commodities will be distributed? What network designs should look like? This will also be led by students as well as faculty. And UNFPA, United Nations Populations Fund, we are very proud to say that we started 3 years ago a feasibility study on a drone-based last mile delivery. Gates Foundation just funded that initiative, and our student body will actually do the first phase of implementation in eastern Ghana using drone to deliver the essential vaccination. And it's a great accolade to our students to lead this initiative and create a tangible impact on what I consider to be a most useful part of the supply chain that we don't get to interact with, which is so essential, that saves life. So let me quickly move to the job, because we're going to be talking about ink. What can you do? Right? We want you. You are the knowledge, the wisdom. Be a speaker in our classrooms, mentor, provide consulting projects. Murad's class, my class, and many other faculty's classes, we do hands-on projects. Participate in events. So your investment in here is not just a one-time. This will be cultivating the ecosystem that keeps you engaged with us and engage students with you. And we want to create this ecosystem to really flourish and naturally grow organically. So let me just quickly share what's the 2020 vision. Right? And I stand here in front of you being very humble. That in 4 years, what we have accomplished could not have happened. I would not be talking about the 2020 vision had it not been for all of you, every single one of you, for your friendship, your contribution, your belief in what we're doing is really needed in our industry. So we're going to continue to expand our network. By 2020, I want 10 global centers or ambassadors across 4 different continents, where we will actually have a pulse check on the ground, and those ambassadors will feed information back up to us. For you guys, so that you get the monthly pulse check from the center, objective outlook of what is happening on the ground, filter out media biases and other critical information that you are not privy to it. We will try to create that objective feed for you being a member of this institute. So we talked about international offices in 15 countries, China, Singapore, Mexico, Netherlands. In fact, I just came and we have friends from Dominican Republic who are going to actually work with us and collaborate in terms of setting up the structure in Dominican Republic and Haiti, and then try to understand and study that piece. Education, so we're going to continue to expand that. Our curriculum, our training programs, and our customized training. We will continue to focus and provide you the best-in-class talent, both on our executive side as well as our on-campus side. But the talking is the one thing, but the walking the talk is the second thing. We want this program to be recognized as a top-rated program, that you guys have to compete to get the students in it. Right? So we are constantly aware of it. What does it take to not only just get ranked? Right? We are now in our mature stage of third year, which is what it takes to actually program to be compared. But I'm confident standing in front of you, and you being my stakeholder, that what we're doing is absolutely best in class, and we have absolutely no problem competing head-to-head with the top institute that they've been doing this thing for 15 or 20 years, because we are investing holistically in an entire ecosystem of ours. project. The 2020s, we want to build applied research opportunities. So anything that comes to mind, the strategic objectives that you want us to look at. Listen, we're not going to replace the talent that is provided by our title sponsor, EY, for example, right? We're not going to be the consulting house. That's their core competency. That's why they're partners with us, right? We're not going to have the best solution like our other partner, FedEx. Right? They are in the business of supply chain solution. But what we can provide is initial understanding and framework, student and faculty led, to give you the perspective from the academia. Right? So certainly we feel that that's a dimension that we want to continue to focus on it. As a 2020, we want to build a lot more projects in the pipeline. So part of the 2020 vision is that within the center, we're going to create the research institute that focuses solely on that. And then the postdoc students, we already budgeted for this year, so we're going to continue to build that portfolio. We'll help you address some of the opportunities that you want to look at it. Second, we're going to endow the center. The center today stands as the Marshall Center for Global Supply Chain Management. We want that to be FedEx Center for Global Supply Chain Management, or EY, or whoever is ready to write a decent check. We certainly feel that that's an opportunity that we're going to actually talk about it. So there's a desire about endowing. We have a few colleagues of mine here that would love to actually chat more about it. And obviously, student scholarship award and fellowships. So tomorrow, actually, through one of our advisory board members, he's going to recognize Student Research Excellence Award. He's giving his $1,000 out of his personal fund to recognize a student that they worked on the project and did an incredible job. Chrystal, thank you so much. So he's right there. Let's go around of applause for him. It's a small contribution of $1,000, but guess what? It motivates students to understand that their impact of research and applied research is very critical. And last but not least, once again, I'm very humble, very graceful to stand here to lead this institute through your support in charting the course to become the best institute, thought leadership, providing you the top-rated students, and providing the research capability in the areas of supply chain. So I thank you so very much. Enjoy the next 2 days. And once again, thank you for your support. Appreciate it.